Remember, knowledge, it ain't free. You gotta pay attention.
And they're off in the Kentucky Derby.
You're watching Past the Wire TV, the biggest races at the best tracks. From the Kentucky Derby to the Breeders' Cup. The best horse racing coverage is right here on Past the Wire TV.
Hey, Sure Bet Coffee. Put that giddy up in your cup. That giddy up in your cup. Sure Bet Coffee.
Remember, blood makes you related. Loyalty makes you family.
Go.
You're watching Past the Wire TV.
Okay, everyone, here we are, the hangover week after the Kentucky Derby. If you watched the show and if you actually sent in for all my picks on the Oaks Day and for the Derby Day, we actually did pretty good overall. A lot better on Friday than we did on Saturday. But my Derby picks, I said journalism over sovereignty, which we both now, all of us now know it was the opposite. But hey, we had the exacta pretty good, and they both ran an excellent race. And it was actually a very good race overall for a lot of those horses. And anyway, first I want to thank Race Lens for all the tools that we have here to get us through this. Remember, if you have any questions, shoot me an email, Charles at Past the Wire, about anything. Why do trainers do certain things? You want to buy a horse, claim a horse, or how about all the big talk out there that Belmont's not taking his horse, Sovereignty, to the Preakness? You know, honestly, that's up to him. He's the trainer. He knows his horse. He's a trainer that's well known to give them rest and make sure they're always ready to peak at the right time for the races. So I'm not going to second guess him. I'm not going to criticize him. You know, it's what's good for the horse is what I really want. So no matter who the trainer is, that's what I want. Now, if you ask me my opinion on that, I do think that the Triple Crown is a special thing to get. Should they change the dates and stuff? Well, I'm one of those people, I do like the way it is and let it stay. But I think we could do some changes. How about giving a different, like a bonus, like they used to way back in the day? I think it was Visa. If I'm wrong, please someone tell me I was wrong. But Visa used to put out like $1 million, $2 million, whatever it was. If you could, you know, they gave points, and you get points through the Derby. I think it was all the way down to fifth or sixth place, something like that. And then you get points again in the Preakness. You get in, and got a problem. There we go. Like my screen went away, so I'm sorry about that. But anyway, going back to the Visa thing, you get points for, you know, 1st through 5th, or we could even do it 1st through 10th. That's fine either way. For the Derby, Preakness, and Belmont, give out an extra bonus. So maybe that might encourage, some of the people that was in the Derby to run in the Preakness, and maybe you have a better chance of getting some Triple Crown winners. I don't know. It's just a thought. Or you could move it and say first weekend in May is the Derby, first weekend in June is the Preakness, and first Saturday in July is the Belmont. You could do that. If I would be fine with that personally, but I think it's hard for a reason, and I think we'll see a Triple Crown winner at one point in time here. But right now, that's what they want to do, and I'm not going to sit here and say that they're wrong and they're going against the grain, or they have to, or anything like that. So that's my quick thoughts on it. If you got any thoughts or got any questions just like that, shoot me an email and we'll get it. All right, and so we're going to hit this race. We're going to go to Aqueduct. We're going to hit the Peter Pan, another race for 3-year-olds. So we're going to go to Peter Pan and see what's up there at Aqueduct. Like I said, we got this week, and then next week we'll be doing, of course, the Preakness. So we'll be right back at it for everything. So here we go at Aqueduct. We're going to do race number 8. This is on the turf. Mile is 16th, and yeah, this is a allowance optional claiming. So we're going to start with the 1 horse, Chad Brown's horse here. And hang on one second. Let me see here. I've got my notes here on my phone today. That's what I did. So I have to go through all my notes here. Anyway, the number 1 horse. Look at how this horse did last time out in the mile, going a mile. Remember, we're going a mile 16. The horse did really good. Was closing pretty well. And you look at the time before that, at a mile and an eighth, the horse ran even. It's one of those things. Remember, this horse broke its maiden 4 races back. And if you look at 4 races back, he broke his maiden by a neck, going a mile 16th on the turf. Then he went a mile and 8 optional claimer allowance race. He won that race perfectly fine. That was a good step up. Then he really stepped it up big time in a grade 3. Ran even, ran against some tough horses in there. But then he drops back down to an optional claimer where he's at again today. Finished second, so he's right where he belongs, in my opinion, right now. He might be able to do okay in a small stakes, but this is where this horse belongs. I think this horse is going to get a nice pace. Is this horse a major player? In my book, yes. Irad's aboard. I think this horse is going to be sitting really close to the pace. So look out for that horse when it comes to it. The 2. This horse, last time out, just really didn't do it. I mean, yes, it was in a grade 2, so we could probably throw it out. It was in the same race as the 1. It tossed that race, I should say, excuse me. Time before that, ran pretty even in an optional claimer. And then the time before that, pretty much even again. So this horse has a hard time passing horses, in my opinion. And this horse is really going to have to step it up. Now, this horse does have a little pressure type of speed, but I just don't know if it's even fast enough for these horses. And so I'm going to take a major pass on this horse. I think this horse has really got to step it up, and let's see what it could do later on. The 3, last time out, looked pretty good on the dirt now. Let's go find a couple of races on the turf, which goes back in the November of last year. Pretty good overall in an optional claimer. And this horse has been sitting in optional claimers all this time. This horse has not won yet since it's been an optional claimer here. Non-winners of 2. So this horse has a hard time passing horses, but this horse is going back on turf. The horse likes the turf. He's got 3 shows out bad. So let's put it this way. the horse is probably most likely ready to rock and roll here. Rodriguez, the trainer, he does an excellent job overall. His numbers probably really don't look like he does that much, but he is an excellent trainer. Is this horse a player? I think more on the bottom side of your exotics, I just because this horse has a hard time passing horses also, but definitely have the talent to keep up. So I'm going to say bottom side of trifectas and stuff like that. So that's where I would place this horse if it was me. The 4. Last time out, ran even. Time before that, showed some early speed. So maybe that took a little bit out of him. I think this might be one of your speed horses in the race. Who's going to challenge this horse? Well, we'll see later on when we keep on looking at these horses if anybody will. Pratt's aboard, Todd Pletcher. We know how that is. That's a great combo. I think this horse is a major player. I think you got to really look out for this horse for that win column also because of the speed. It might steal this race, might go wire to wire. I don't know. Let's see what Race Lens has here for their third race off the layoff. I'm looking for improvement. Not bad. Only lost by a look back, going to mile 16. Try to steal it at Gulfstream Park. Okay. So now this horse is at Aqueduct, and this horse is 1-for-1 on the board at Aqueduct's turf. So you might be seeing a little different horse here because he's at Aqueduct, and so I would take a chance at this, and I think this horse is a major player. The 5. Last time out looked terrible. Last time just gave it up, and he was reporting as a gelding, coming out of the race before that. So I don't know. This horse really needs to wake up big time. This horse does have some speed. I just don't even know if this horse has enough speed to even keep up with the 4, to be honest with you. It's going to be tough. Yes, this horse is up for claim. You can buy this horse for $75,000. If you had the $75,000 and you were asking me, would this be a good claim? I would tell you to keep your money in your wallet today. I would not. This horse last time did good. It was in year 23. So that's my opinion. I would take a pass on this horse, and I am going to take a pass betting on this horse. The 6. All right, here's an interesting horse. This horse does have some speed too, so this one might be up there with the 4 or might have the lead. Either way, both horses could actually rate. They neither or has to have the lead, I don't think. This horse is pretty good, really nice speed ratings. Last time looked very good. Just lost by a neck last time out. Can't blame it. This horse, they did change trainers on this horse from last time out. Time before that, it went wire to wire. So I don't know what this trainer's, daily regimen is. But the trainer's winning at 17% in the last 30 days. So you got to look at that. That might be fine. Is this horse a major player? I'm going to say no, but I would put this horse definitely on the bottom side of the exotics because, this horse does have some talent there. It could upset the apple cart, but that's where I would be putting it, and that's where I'm going to play this horse. The 7. Another one that's got some speed, but once again, I don't know if it's got the speed for the 4 and even the 6 horse there. So I think this is going to be a pressure-type horse, and if this horse doesn't have the lead by himself, this horse doesn't do much. So for me, on this race, I'm going to take a seat back. I'm going to just see what this horse can do. But the horse does have some talent, but I would pass on this horse. And even though Henning gets, with the Velasquez, they get 10%, I still think this horse has got a lot of work to do to see what they could get. The 8 is a main track only entry. Not much here. The horse is more of a pace horse type of horse. So for one, and track, I'm still not super thrilled about it. I would take one of those speed horses. If one of those speed horses that we just finished talking about is left, if they go on the main track, I would take the speed horse and let them go wire to wire. The 9 is there would be, if you had that 75,000, I would probably tell you to tuck it away again and let's save it for another day, because 8 years old, you're buying an 8-year-old, and a lot of tracks do not let any horses race after 9 years old. So you want to try to get something a little younger. But if in this race, if this horse does draw in and it's the main track, it could be a dangerous type of horse for the win column. And then the 10 is another one, main track only. This is more of a pressure type of horse. I don't think this is a speed horse. Another one that's up for 75. I think 75 is a little bit too much for this horse. I mean, they just bought this horse 2 races back at 50,000. So I would take a pass on this horse, and I'm even going to take a pass if this horse draws in. I just think there's other speed horses that would probably most likely go wire to wire and take over on that. All right, so there we have the 8th race. And once again, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. And anyone that you should definitely hit the subscribe button. A lot of people follow us before the Kentucky Derby. And hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell, the alerts. You'll get all the shows. You'll get my show, Gio or John's show, and even Jim's show. Matter of fact, they're going to have a show next week, all 3 of them. I think they're scared of inviting me to their round table. I think they're very scared. What do you guys think? Put that in the comments. I think they're scared, and rightfully so. I would probably show them all up. But anyway, that's where we're at. You can always get all those shows. I'm kidding about all that other stuff. I don't think they're scared. They're just worried about this beautiful face over the whole show. I'm kidding. Anyway, we are going to now tackle the Peter Pan. That'll be our next race, which will be the last race. Oh, I forgot to do one thing. I forgot to show you what Race Lens, how they saw that 8th race, how they saw it panning out. Let's go and do that first. Let's do that first. Sorry about that. And here we go. They say early spot. There's a lot of speed horses. You got the 2, 4, 5. Like I said, remember, I think the 4 for sure is going to be one of them out there. Then at the mid-pack, they're saying the 4 is going to take over with the 6 sitting second. Remember, I said the 6 will probably be the one that's going to be sitting right next to him. At the end, they have the 4 big time winning this race at 62%, with the 1 at 7% finishing second. The 7 third, 5th. Okay, so I have it actually a little opposite on the top. I actually like the 1 a little bit. I think it's setting it up for this horse. I think there might be a little bit more speed duel, and I think the 1 might win, but I still like the 1-4 exacta. They have 4-1. If you like that, that's how it's going to be. Let's see the true odds here. They have the 4 at 1-2. The morning line is 3-1. I think you're going to see much closer to even money for the 4, to be honest with you, which makes it a little more interesting for me on that 1. That's why I'm going to go 1 on top of the 4. I'm going to do it exactly that way, but I have to admit, I do not trust the 1 100% to win that race over the 4. But when I play my exact, I'm playing the 1 over the 4, because I'm not going to get anything with that 4 over the 1. And we're talking maybe $3, maybe for $1 exacta. It's not worth it to me. All right, now we'll move on to the Peter Pan. And here we go. Peter Pan's the last race, and here we are. Passissimo, the number 1, Todd Pletcher. Let me go to my notes here real quick because I wrote down my notes. Okay. All right. So this horse last time out, pretty even. Didn't show much. Was in a couple of nice races, last 2 races with some toughies. Running against those horses that were least thought of, and a couple of them did go to the Derby, like Chunk of Gold and Tiztastic. But this horse really didn't show much against them overall. So I think this horse is going to need to improve. Will this horse improve? I think he can. I think that's, well, for one thing, they couldn't go to the Derby. So this horse got a little bit of a rest. They're training this horse up. IRAD's aboard. They're going to go back to the drawing board. This is a smaller stakes, trying to get this horse's confidence back up. Is this horse a major player? Not in my book. I think this is more on the bottom side of your exotics. For me, that's where it's going to be, bottom side of my exotics, because I just think this horse is up against it, at least against 2 other horses in here. I think there's 2 horses in here that are going to be dominant in this race. The 2, Happily Disillusional. Okay. Well, I think they are delusional right now. But the last race didn't do too bad, to be honest with you. Small stakes, I kid. The race before that, an allowance race at Parks, did okay. But remember, you're at Parks and you're doing okay. You know, you got to step it up a little bit. And here, this horse is going to have to step it up big time. Raceland's Angles. Horse has a 5 furlong bullet workout within the last 7 days. Now, will anybody that's watched my shows before, what do I say about bullet workouts? I personally don't care. As long as I see a good pattern. You got May 25th. Then you go April 11th. That's a pretty long time between there. So you had a run at April the 19th. Okay. So you had 19th to May the 3rd. That means that horse probably was a little on the tired side, in my opinion, coming out of that race. So I think at best this horse is the bottom side, if anything. But for me, I'm personally going to pass on this horse 100% and look for others. Okay, the 3, interesting horse, has been doing very good, has been closing the last couple of times pretty good. But his horse is more of a closer, pace horse. It's very close, especially if you look at these last 2 races. No more than 2 lengths off overall, 2.5. Does good. Ran against some of these horses in here before. Surfside Moon has done a couple of things right. But the question is he good enough for at least 2 horses that I believe in here are the best? My opinion is no. But if you were going to do anything with this horse, I think bottom side of exotics would be the best I would do with this horse. But for me, I'm taking a pass on this horse. The 4, Hill Road. Now, this was an interesting horse. A lot of people were on this horse, talking about the horse after he came out of the Breeders' Cup. The Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and he went into the Tampa Bay Derby. He was 4-1 on Tampa Bay Derby day. He ran okay overall, and then we don't see this horse again. What happened? Chad Brown's the trainer, so I don't know. But let's look at the workout patterns. May 3rd, we go back to April 25th. That's nice. That's a good little spread. April the 19th. That's 10 days. Okay, that's fine. I do like personally 6, 7, or 8, sometimes 9. 10, it depends on the weather. If you had a lot of bad weather, you could probably adjust that to 10. And then the time before that, the 19th, we got the March the 29th, which was right after the March. Actually, this horse worked out March the 22nd, too. So there had been something else going on. Who knows? Be honest with you. I don't think it's a physical type of problem. Maybe the horse was had a fever. I don't know. Could have. Could have had a quarter crack. I have no idea, but this horse has a nice workout pattern since March the 8th. Does look pretty good overall. Chad Brown, Pratt is aboard. dangerous. Do I think this horse is a major player? Probably not for the top 2 spots. Will not be super shocked if this horse wins, but I like this horse on my bottom side of my exotics, definitely for my trifectas, 100%. The 5, McPhee. This horse last time out didn't run that good, but I want to say some buts in here on this horse. You need to go back and watch the video on this horse last time out in the Wood Memorial. Okay, Rodriguez is out there on the front end running really well. This horse he started making a good move. Then all of a sudden he stopped and he came back a little bit. And then he started going again. Now, it could have been a couple of things. The horse could have ran up on another horse, and Rosario just didn't want to clip hills, because I know he didn't clip hills because he didn't like stumble or anything. Or the horse was acting goofy and looking around. Well, now I see what the equipment Dutro's putting on this horse, blinkers on. It tells me the second part. The horse was probably looking around being a little goofy. Okay. So with the blinkers going on, the last time this horse raced was April the 5th. And you have an April 19th workout at a 48. They put the blinkers on that day. Okay. 50, 49. So with the blinkers, you got probably a little bit more action out of this horse. Maybe. This trainer, when he puts on first time blinkers, 25% in the win column. So Johnny V is aboard. I think this horse is a major player today. Okay. Dutro and Velasquez, they haven't teamed up yet. I mean, oh yeah, they have 6 times, but they haven't had a winner yet, but they've been in the money 50% of the time. I think this one's going to be a major player in this race. So look out for this horse. I think he's one of my 2 horses I think have a heck of a shot. Uncaged. All right, this horse last time out did well. You got to admit, looked really good doing in that one, especially coming off that race before that. Got beat by 9 lengths. He was a big favorite. Then they put Kendrick aboard. The horse wins at a mile, but on a muddy track. Likes that mud then, apparently, because the horse broke its maiden on a muddy track. So put a big time note on there, all right? If this is going to be a muddy track on Saturday, you better be looking at Uncaged. You better be looking at this horse. This horse looks like he licks his chops when he gets on that. And Kendrick knows this, and Kendrick is a very aggressive rider, especially getting him out of the gate. He should get that horse out of the gate clean at least. I don't know if he has enough speed to stay up with the leaders, but Kendrick will not let him get too far back. But if it's a dry track, I'm looking elsewhere for this, for the rest of my tries and stuff. First pitch, the 7 horse. Last time out, broke its maiden, did everything right. 2 times before that, didn't do much in those maiden races, didn't look good at all. They've been playing with the blinkers. The first time out, they went with blinkers. Second time out, they didn't. They took the blinkers off. Then they put the blinkers back on. This horse is probably confused right now. Who knows? Horse does have some speed. Personally, I think this horse is over its head right now. I wish they would have brought this horse into an allowance race first before they even thought about this race. But they see something I don't see, or know something I don't know, right? But for me, I'm taking a major pass. The 8, Captain Cook. Not Hook, but Cook. Ran 4th in the Wood, didn't do too bad. His stablemate did a little worse, but he finished ahead of his stablemate, McPhee. Dutro's the trainer again. This horse has tons of talent. Here's one that's going to sit very close to the pace. This horse will always do that. This horse is super dangerous, can win on a sloppy track, wins on a fast track. I think this is the other major horse that could win this race. That's right. I got the Dutrow Exacta that in this race. And look at Franco and Dutrow when they meet up together, 31% in the win. You got to love that. So with that being said, I do believe this horse is one of them to beat. This horse, the Raceland's Angle, is early speed, then tired last time. But he was running against Rodriguez. Rodriguez pulled away with ease. And if Rodriguez didn't have a bruised foot, I think it was bruised foot or heel, one of the two. I think it was the heel. He would have been in the Derby. So, hey, there you have it. The 9, Britain's Baytown. This is another horse, in my opinion, is reaching for the stars a little bit too much. This horse was in claiming races and won at, where he should have won exactly. But this horse goes to Oaklawn Park, runs in the Rebel, and just got destroyed, okay? And then he goes to the Arkansas Derby, and he still gets destroyed, okay, by 18 lengths. So I think, this is a step down a little bit from those two races, but this horse is up against it. This horse has to improve a lot, and it's not going to be for my money on him. Lordship, one race. How can you say anything about this horse? Broke its maiden, did very well, looked very good. You got Brown, Davis aboard. Racelands, let's see what their angle is. Got to be about the one last race as the favorite. Yeah, it was the even money favorite, did well. He's also entered on Saturday at Mammoth. So, hey, I would personally, if I was them, I'd go to probably Mammoth, because this race is tough, and I think it's a little bit too tough for this horse on Saturday. So there you have it. We broke those races down. We're going to go and look at what Racelands thinks, how it's going to pan out. And here we go. All right. Peter Pan. All right. They said in the beginning, early race, you got 1, 5, 6, 8. They're all going for it, right? I don't know if the 5 is going to be up there early, breaking good, but the horse usually does break very well. So with that being said, I don't think he's going to be the leader, but I think he's going to be in the second group. The 8 possibly could be a leader, or definitely be pressure type of horse. Middle of the race, they see the 8 taking over. Now, with that being said, I don't know if he'll be taking over, but I think he will have the lead, probably not about as much as they think he's going to have it. And they see the 1, 4, and 5 sitting there, second and third, basically fighting for it at the end. At the end, they have the 4 winning this race. That's Hill Road, okay? Then they have the 1. Then they have the 8, the 6, and then the 5. For me, I like the 5-8, obviously. That's my top 2. I have the 4 as coming in third, but they have it at 64%. Do the handicapping, people. Let's see what it looks like. Anyway, here's the factors. I have speed at 5, the class at 4, form at 5, distance at 4, jockey trainer at 3, and then we got pace and trainer at 4. Then the rest of them, everything else, the track angles and track condition, all at 3. So there you have that. So now we're going to go to, I'm going to try to hit a pick 5 here on last weekend on Friday, even though I did better on Friday money-wise and making money on all my picks throughout the day. I hit only 3 out of 5 on Friday. Now, Saturday on Derby Day, I hit 4 out of 5. And you know what? It was one of those things, my single didn't come through, but I had to pick a race that was single that whole day. If you handicapped that whole card, it was a tough card. And I got 4 out of 5, but hey, that doesn't get the money, right? I'm going for the money here today. We're going to be going and we're going to try to hit that pick 5. And so here we go. All right, of course, the pick 5 starts in race number 7. I'm going in race number 7, 3, 4, 5, 1. I'm going exacta 3, 4. Now, with that pick 5, we're going to start that race with all 4 of my picks, 3, 4, 5, 1. The second leg, the race number 8, where I'm going to go 1, 4. Okay. Then in the third leg, race number 9, I'm going 4 horses deep again. My 4 horses, 6, 7, 9, 8 in that order. And then leg number 4, race number 10. I think that's the most wide open race in this whole sequence. I'm going 3, 6, 10, 4, 9. Okay. And 11. 6 horses. And 5, 8, doing Dutro all the way. If Hill Road beats me, Hill Road beats me. That's how I'm going to play it on that. On my race number 8, I'm going exacta 1, 4. Race number 9, I'm going my try 6, 7 with the 6 to the all. And then race, I'm going 3, 6, excuse me, with the 3, 6, 10, 4, 9, 11. Same thing with the third spot, 3, 6, 10, 4, 9, 11. And then that last race, the Peter Pan, I'm going exacta 5, 8. Might be boxing it, depends on the odds. If the odds are 4 to 1 or higher on both horses, I'll go box. If it's one of the horses is lower than that, I'm going 5 over the 8. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So there you have it, and let's all go out there and get some winners, get some money for that Preakness the next week. And until then, let's go out there and get that, and I'll see you in the winner's circle, and go out there and get that money.
Tracking trips at Past the Wire, no matter what your level of play is. You know, people play the horses for all types of reasons. The action, the excitement, the thrill, the challenge. Some, believe it or not, even play expecting to lose. Me, I don't have that problem. I play to win and take down scores and have been doing it successfully for a long time. This is the life I've chosen. Don't go into battle alone. I do that. And you can have me and Tracking Trips as your second set of eyes. You can be a better bettor. Let's win this fight. Patience, discipline, like a cobra, ready to strike at the right time. When we win, we celebrate, and we celebrate hard, because the rewards make all of it worth it. Nobody does it better. Tracking Trips at Past the Wire. Be a member, unless of course you hate money.
Here comes journalism, here comes sovereignty, and they square off, heading to the final front. Sovereignty wins the Derby!
You're watching Past the Wire TV. Hit that like button and subscribe to Past the Wire TV. Nobody does it better.
Nobody does it better.